But then there are going to be some things that we think are a little off the beaten path, like our guests that we have today, that Luke Westberg and Vince Salvatore. And Luke has an amazing business called Dead Panda Comedy. And you have an upcoming show. And well, tell us what Dead Panda Comedy is.
Yes, Dead Panda Is this too loud? Okay.
Jail modulator.
All right, sweet. I'm Luke Westberg. A little over 3 years ago, I founded Dead Panda Comedy. I've been doing comedy for maybe around 6 years total, and I wanted to start producing shows, and then we produced our first shows at Reno Improv, and then later on that year, we started doing shows at the Blind Onion Pizza, and then we kind of got shut down for a while for COVID, so we were off for pretty much an entire calendar year, and then about this time last year, we started putting on shows again. So,
and that's been awesome. I got to catch one of the shows over at Blind Onion, and was just so impressed with that. But the thing with Dead Panda Comedy is you guys are, your brand of comedy is, it's hilarious, but it's a little different. You know, you guys aren't your typical, you know, bag on. It's different, and you're known for that.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of it, is that, you know, you don't just curse for the sake of cursing. You're not, you know, the typical one-line punchline, you know, easy.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely how I've kind of, yeah, I mean, people start out like setup, punchline, that kind of stuff. I personally, well, I do some comedy songs, but I also almost do like comedic skits where I play multiple characters at once, which
you have to
is
be
not
a little,
like super common.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have to be a little intelligent.
Yeah.
To go see a little,
But,
you know, a little more smarter than the average
I feel like
bear.
I need like at least 10 minutes to like get people into my act, because people are like, what is going on? And then they're like, okay, this is like, but,
I think of it more as like slightly techie comedy, like people who are into IT and into, you know, like just that are a little different, like, you know, are into your stuff. You know, I'm a little different.
Okay.
I love your stuff.
Oh,
you know what I mean? My mind, the way my mind works, just totally appreciates the stuff that you and the comedians that you work with do, and I just love it. You know, like Molman and, you know, Mancarelli, Dave Mancarelli.
Yeah.
And
is that the show you saw where he
Yes.
Oh yeah, Dave's great. He is a manager out at the Laugh Factory, and he hosts there a lot. Shout out to Dave.
Yes.
We saw him this past Thursday with a guy from SNL.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Was it good?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, like I've always idolized people from, it's Jeff Richards. He was on from like 01 to 03, and that was like kind of when I was growing up, so it was great to like.
That was your era of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
we all have our era of Saturday Night Live.
That's probably like what inspired me to like get into comedy at all.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, super fun meeting him.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got to do that. Well, we're about to go down to a break, and we'll come back for the second half of the show. We'll talk to you, and we'll introduce Vince and talk about what you do. And we'll be right back for the second half of today's Reno Sparks 411 with Kelly Rush, Eden Wakefield, and our special guests with Dead Panda Comedy after these messages. Stick with us.
Businesses, writers, check this out. Go to lrpnv.com to get your printing, publishing, and professional services today. Need a virtual office? A place to receive and forward your mail with professional address and suite number for your business? Someone to answer your telephones? Want to rent a conference room for only $15 an hour? What about that book you've been wanting to have printed? LRP Printing and Business Center can do it for you, and they have a professional assistant on site daily, Monday through Friday. Just call 775-356-1004. Need copies, business cards, invoices, books, booklets, or graphic design to help brand benefit you or your business, just call 775-356-1004 or go to lrpnv.com. With a great selection of new and used books, you can get your printing done and a book to entertain you in your time off. And don't forget, you could have your business sponsoring the Bookhound Radio Show, just like Andrew Martoni, author of Little Man in the Map, does every week. Just go to lrpnv.com. That's lrpnv.com or call 775-356-1004. They'll provide solutions for your business and writing projects.
At Northern Nevada Family Dental, we are proud to announce a wide range of advanced dental services by way of the Photona Lightwalker laser. The Lightwalker laser can efficiently and effectively treat most periodontal problems, from deep persistent pocketing to peri-implantitis and a multitude of conditions in between. Have cold sores? We can inhibit the cycle of the virus and sometimes even prevent them from occurring. Do you have a snoring or CPAP problem? Through the amazing healing power of light, we can treat tissues inside the mouth without anesthesia, appliances, or cutting, so that after just one treatment, most people sleep better and quieter that same night. By using the power of the laser intraorally, we can also smooth facial wrinkles and tighten sagging necklines, all without you having to be numb, and there's no downtime. It can even be done on a lunch break. Through the FDA-approved Power of Light, these treatments and many more are now available at Northern Nevada Family Dental in Sparks. Have I piqued your interest? Give us a call at 626-7772 or visit us at northernnevadafamilydental.com.
Sliced fish sandwiches every day, made right before your eyes. The port of Subway could be a smoking number 5 or a classic number 8, or maybe an Italian is your number 1 fave. Whatever you crave, prepare to fall in love. Sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Port of Subs is celebrating 50 years as your neighborhood sandwich shop. From a single sub shop in Sparks, Nevada, we've grown to serve local communities all across the western United States. Things have changed over the years, but every sub is still sliced fresh, served on fresh baked bread, topped with all of your favorite veggies and savory sauces, just as we did 50 years ago. Visit your neighborhood Port of Subs today, or order online at portofsubs.com, or download our app for easy ordering and special offers.
Whatever yummy number you're dreaming of, sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Hi, Lady J here for the Smooth Ride Home. Join me each weekday from 5 to 6 for smooth jazz and hot hits to get you home safe and sound. Right here on 1060 KFOY and online 24 hours a day at americamatters.us.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Reno Sparks 411. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I am here with co-host Eden Wakefield. And we have special guests Luke Westberg and Vince Salvatore. And you guys are here with Dead Panda Comedy. Vince, you represent Aikido of Reno. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and we're going to talk to you guys in just a second. You had another event that you wanted to mention.
Just one more event. It's this Friday, April 29th. There's the Sparks Golf Classic happening.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that is happening at the Kylie Links Golf Ranch. Kylie Ranch, golf course. I'm not very familiar with it, but it's happening there at 5800 Kylie Links Drive. That's where I got the links in Sparks, and it is a $10,000 hole. So,
oh, goodness.
Yeah, and I believe anybody can enter or sponsor, and I don't believe that their registration is fully full yet. I'm not positive, but if you wanted to look that up, it's RepublicanGolfClassic.com, and they're featuring that event this Friday. So
very good. And speaking of this Friday, the reason we have you guys here is because you guys have a show this Friday at Aikido of Reno. And Vince, let's talk to you for a minute. Tell me about what Aikido of Reno does. Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Aikido?
Yes, you are.
Aikido.
Like your eye.
Yes, Aikido of Reno. And tell us what that is and who you are and what you do.
Aikido is a Japanese martial art, and it means the way of universal harmony. So if somebody's attacking, your role is not as an opponent like in boxing or MMA. The idea is to try to tune it down, stop the violence as quickly as possible, and be a good human.
Is it more of a defensive?
It's more defensive. You can initiate things if you had to go in to stop something.
Sure.
You could be preemptive. But the idea is it isn't a sport. It's more about like life,
Mhm.
and when there's real violence,
How to stop it.
how to
not-
stop it.
Yeah, how to
and that's how this
and prevent it.
this is one of the ways that the partnership kind of started with Dead Panda.
Neat.
Wow. Do you
That's
guys
so-
teach children?
We do.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, from 4 years old up.
Oh, that's great.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And martial arts really is about creating leaders, isn't it? More so than teaching fighting and
Yeah, I think they're all that. Part of the dojo we call the Peace Dojo,
Mhm.
and we do 5 classes every month for the community. They're always free, and so we do at least one self-defense class.
Mhm.
We do leadership classes, and then we just do basic movements, types of exercise movements that are not like if you close your fist and you're trying to score points or knock somebody out. More like, how do I keep boundaries, stay safe, but I'm not counterattacking the other person.
Mm.
So
that's really
love
I'm
that.
so interested in that. It's not even funny. I love the
I'd be
whole
welcome to come
concept.
back sometime and talk about
I
it.
would love that.
I need to
We'll
teach all
set
3
that
of
up.
my sons, and so
Okay.
that they can defend themselves from each other. So how do you handle something like that?
Well, sibling rivalry, it's kind of a natural thing. So you have to balance it out.
Okay.
It's good to have it, but at the same time, if they aren't able to manage it, just like if you aren't able to manage violence,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good thing. It could be abusive.
And is there
Right.
mental mindset training that goes on with this too, or is it
Oh, yeah.
mostly about
yeah,
so-
just like hosting a radio show. There's an internal skill set and there's an external skill set.
Okay.
So you know how it is when your mind's right, when your body's set,
Mhm.
you're going to have a great show.
Yes,
Mhm.
If you're
definitely.
flustered or the microphones aren't working or something,
Yeah.
Yes.
it's a little bit
It's all
more
about the intention.
difficult. Yeah, it's all intentionality.
That's cool. That's
I
cool.
love it.
And how did you and Luke and Dead Panda come together?
Well, we had done some work together at Reno Improv, and then I guess you were looking. Well, it all started with the Will Smith slap, I guess.
It all started
Yeah,
with
you
that
can-
slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I just heard so many conversations about it, and then I heard another martial artist talk about it and said, well, he could have kicked him in the head or choked him out. And I was like, well, he could have put his hands up, I'm in the lofty world. I'm always looking for what's the most peaceful thing you can do.
Mhm.
As you
Right.
know, you can't resolve every single conflict.
Sure.
Yet, if you train a particular way, you do have a much better chance of not escalating things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we teach. How do you, just like comedy, you're making people laugh. And I believe that helps the world
Oh, absolutely.
because people can
Definitely.
blow off steam and they can laugh at, we're all in this together.
Sure.
There's
Just
a
the
lot of stuff
endorphin
in life
release alone.
that's kind of ridiculous
Yeah.
that we have to
Mhm.
go through sometimes.
Exactly.
And you look like a masterful comedian like Luke or some of the guys in his team. And that's what they're doing. You're laughing at life instead
yeah.
of getting so upset that you can't deal with it.
Mhm.
Oh, I owe
Yeah,
my
like-
life to Key and Peele.
Those
No,
guys
but
are awesome.
I say it all the
Some
time.
of the best comedy can take a negative situation and turn it into a positive, or
Mhm.
just
Even
see
for sure.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
even
the fun
think,
in it.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong if I am. I even think some of the too soon stuff does that.
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, I'm such a pro for laughing at funerals. I hate to say it out loud, but I really,
Well,
figuratively
they're
speaking.
uncomfortable too.
Figuratively
sometimes.
speaking. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean,
Mhm. Finding a way to smile.
I think I really think it can break some serious tension. If you can't take this life too seriously, it is a game, and I am the first one to admit I often take it too seriously.
Well,
and
it's a
I need
bipolar
to
life.
catch myself. It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a bipolar life,
It's
and
a
we've got-
multipolar life. I mean,
Yes, and
we are
we get
multiple
in these
people at
ruts.
multiple times.
Yeah, like you're saying, we get
We
in
have
these
to
little
play different
spaces where we
roles.
think this is it forever. And that going back to the this too shall pass, that's where that actually is true, because it really does pass, but it's hard to remember that in the moment. So
Mhm.
that's where comedy comes in.
Mhm.
You guys are
Well,
Are you a comedian?
I do long form improv.
Oh, awesome.
oh
the-
yay.
The place next, so it's Aikido of Reno. There's a Peace Dojo.
Right.
There's a space there, and then there's Reno Improv.
Mhm.
And I'm a
This
member
is on Wells, right?
on Wells.
Yes.
Yeah, 135 South Wells. Sorry.
There you go.
But one of the classes we do is conflict transformation. I see when you have a masterful comedian, they're transforming conflicts, or they're transforming how you see the world, so you can laugh at it.
There you go.
Oh,
And I'm going to stop
yeah.
talking, Luke.
No, you're doing great.
great. Yeah.
It's all good.
Fabulous.
And where do you come up with your routines, Luke?
It really just depends. I always have like my phone or a voice recorder around. Like half the time it'll be like at 3 a.m. and I will like wake up in the middle of the night, and then I'll like just record something on my voice recorder. I like to have a separate device because I don't like to look at a screen at 3 a.m. because that'll wake me up. And then it'll be like, well, sometimes I'll remember to actually write it down in the morning and work it out. But then sometimes it'll be like 6-7 months later, I'll like finally go through all my hundreds of recordings and be like, most of them are trash, but like the drunken random
that nugget
ramblings. But sometimes there's like, oh, that's pretty good. Or sometimes on my drive to work, I'll like record something. But yeah, like pretty much everything at least has a nugget of truth, and then there's generally like an exaggeration in there. So
yeah, and the best comedy is that nugget of truth.
Yeah.
Stuff. And
well, because if the premise like doesn't ring true or doesn't ring true to you, like people sense it.
Right.
Like if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a ladies' man, and I get the women, people are like, but do you really? Like, that's not. Anyway.
That's or the other day I was driving my Lamborghini. And, you know, went to Whole Foods.
I do not dress like.
That's funny, but no, that's really and you know, the audience wants to relate to you. You know, they really want to know that, you know, either they want to feel for you, they want to empathize with you, they want to relate their life to yours, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, often the comedians they're telling part of their story. And sometimes it's, you know, it's a sad one, or it's, you know, there's that nugget of, you know, wisdom. and the audience, you know, feels that and really feels for you. They're rooting for you, you know? And so there, I
or the other way,
or the yeah,
slap heard around the world,
or that.
Some comedians like feed off of like being disliked.
There's that too. There's that too.
Yeah, that's not me. Like,
there's a dynamic there
my goal
too.
for my first couple minutes is to tell like personal jokes to like get them on my side, and some self-deprecating kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes that can, you know, that can go too far, and sometimes, you know, it really is effective. But I love comedy. I love stand-up comedy, and I mean, I used to go religiously, you know, to a bunch of the different shows and down to Laugh Factory, and you know, I got away from it when it went away, you know, and I really need to start going back.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah.
You're hearing that, Reno and Sparks?
Absolutely.
You need to live life.
Yes.
Can we talk about
please.
the cause?
Yes.
Oh,
my gosh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Like the whole thing started, okay, the Will Smith thing, there was a little bit of violence there.
All right, this is what we're talking about is Stand Up Against Violence, coming up this Friday, April 29th.
And it's it's for the Children's Cabinet.
Yes, which is such an amazing
wonderful.
organization.
I see that right here. Okay.
Yes, and
so all the proceeds will go to the Children's Cabinet, and they do fantastic work for the community.
They do.
And so, yeah,
and
Luke,
we will put this link on our website today, you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We will.
On there.
And this is put on by Dead Panda Comedy and Aikido of Reno. It's happening at Aikido of Reno, 135 South Wells Avenue, 8 p.m. this Friday. Doors at 7:30. Tickets in advance are $7, and it's $10 at the door. Cheap at twice the price. And there are 7 comedians. 7 comedians appearing. What a great show.
How fun.
And it's PG-13, so you can bring the kids. And
to a point.
What age would you recommend, Luke?
Well, we're saying 13 plus.
Okay.
Like we have another Luke on the show. He recently moved here from New York, and he's a 15-year-old.
Oh, sweet!
nice.
So it'll be.
I'm thinking he's going to bring
It'll
some
be
of his
teen friendly.
friends. So
And
yes,
awesome.
We've got to go.
That's,
to
that's
we've
the
got to
goal.
go to a break real quick.
Okay.
So we will be back for the fourth and final segment of today's Reno Sparks 411 with our special guests after these messages. Hang tight.
Barbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen, would like to thank every customer for your loyalty and continued support through these challenging times. Call for takeout and delivery of rib tips, brisket, ahi, tuna, roasted veggies, and much more. Barbecue's open from 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday, and delivers hot food safe and healthy. Call 499-5855 for details. 499-5855 Barbecue, as featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Get real. Get into Barbecue Reno.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
All in Arbor LLC. It's a small family-owned and operated tree service. They've been doing tree work for over 20 years. At All in Arbor LLC, they know that you may be overwhelmed by the trees. They have the expertise you need to get the job done safely and correctly. ISA certified arborists, practicing proper pruning techniques, and can offer you an arborist consultation. They also offer full removals, safely rigging your tree out to protect your property. All in Arbor LLC is fully licensed and insured. Call them now at 775-463-1925 for a free estimate. They serve Lyon County, Nevada. It's time to start scheduling your spring pruning. Call them now, 775-463-1925, or check them out on Facebook at All in Arbor LLC.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Reno Sparks 411. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I'm here with my co-host, Eden Wakefield. And we have special guests, Luke Westberg and Vince Salvatore. Luke is with Dead Panda Comedy. Vince is with Aikido of Reno. And Luke works for A&H Insurance. They are awesome. It's ANHINS.com, ANHINS.com to check them out. And Vince Salvatore works for Aikido of Reno, or actually owns Aikido of Reno. That's AikidoReno.com, AIKIDO Reno.com, just like it sounds. And they're located at 135 South Wells Avenue, where the Stand Up Against Violence comedy show is happening this Friday, April 29th at 8 p.m. And all the proceeds from that show go to Children's Cabinet of Reno, which is such an amazing organization. Most everybody I know knows who they are, and it's just such a worthwhile cause for you guys to be doing this for. Tickets in advance are $7, and you can go to our website, which is renosparks411.com, and check out how to get a hold of those tickets in advance, or $10 at the door. Either way, I mean, my God, $7, $10,
$3
whatever.
is going to bankrupt.
$3 is certainly not going to.
Well, the dirty secret here is this is through Eventbrite, so like after the fees, it's going to be $9.
You might as well just go to the door and
well.
hand them a 10 spot.
Well, plus it supports it more.
And it supports it more.
So.
The headliner of the show is Drew Schaefer and features Matt Wiegand. I love Matt. He's so funny. And there'll be Sierra, Michael Graham, Luke Westberg is hosting, and Matt Owens is performing, and Luke Metsadakis. And he's 15.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's so great.
So it's a relatively family-friendly show, PG-13 we're calling this. And
yeah, Vince was like, "Hey, can we make this PG?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna have to I would have to get a lot more like the headliners from Sacramento, and he can work strictly PG, but there are only like
there may be an F-bomb dropped here and there.
Well, like I told people like no F-bombs, no slurs, no like super like graphic
edgy
stuff.
Yeah.
So like
good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's cool.
Some innuendo here and there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Very cool. Well, all right. So then that makes for some really funny stuff. Because it can be easy to lean on.
You have to be a little more creative too.
That'll be very cool. So how did the idea for this come about? So I know it stemmed from the slap heard around the world with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars, but
I did a class at the Aikido dojo, but I ran it through my Peace Dojo, and I called it stage rage. So if you're a performer or a public speaker, and you're out there, you're out there with the public, and just if I showed 8 different principles and techniques, like for example, boundaries, spatial awareness, a lot of subtle things. So Luke took the class, and just so people could, in one class you can't become a martial arts master, but you can have ideas of how to stay safe.
Wow, that's really cool. And so was that the first time you guys had met?
No, we had done improv together before.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I
did learn to protect my face and turn my forearms to the outside because there's like more meat here, so it's easier to block that way. And then maybe you have like 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, so you more balanced.
Yeah, balanced stability.
And then he taught us how to if somebody's like taking a wild swing at you, you can like kind of get them to the ground or something.
How about that?
Run away, I guess.
That's very cool.
But,
yeah.
So tell me about some of the classes you offer, and how, if they're one-off classes or if they're ongoing.
I do a bunch of one-off classes every month, mostly for the community. The first one I do is I call it the Survival Challenge, and it sounds very, maybe sexy. I don't know, but it's basically a self-defense class. But the idea is once you feel that you're able to survive something, then you can move on to higher levels of art, which is really what I'm interested in. The next level of class is conflict transformation. And that one is about, for example, if there's a conflict and there's results, well, like a sport, everybody understands that. Next level up is a resolution. And that sounds almost legalistic. Like, well, we get along, but the lawyer says these are the perimeters that you have to behave within.
Okay.
But transformation is where you're enemies and you become allies.
Wow.
So, and we're not just talking, that's not just talk, we're giving a physical representation of that, of how to physically do that. So,
oh, wow, that's really cool.
I think it's powerful.
I think
that's
it's
skills for life. That's skills for all of life.
Well, most of the time when people think of martial arts, they're thinking of like cage fighting, or because it's on ESPN now, and that kind of stuff, or the movies.
Yes,
people jumping, 50 feet in the air, or whatever, 20 feet
or
in the air.
Karate Kid, or wax on,
yes.
wax off.
Daniel San,
yes,
all that stuff, but there's a lot of things you can do. Just like in the beginning of an interview, there are many ways it can start, and there's unlimited ways. You can be improvisational, for example, and the same thing with an ending. It doesn't have to be you knock somebody out. It could be you slightly step to the side, brush stroke them away, and you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
In a perfect case scenario,
Mm-hmm.
Real violence. That's it.
We've all seen
there's different levels.
Way too many movies.
Yeah.
Too many Rocky movies and too many Karate Kids.
But there's no consequences when you see that.
Right.
With the violence in real life, there's consequences.
That's exactly it. And I think a lot of us think that there has to be some kind of conflict and there often isn't in the movies a good resolution, or there has to be a winner and a loser. You can't just walk away.
Well, things escalate because people have to see more, like the superhero movies. They started with Superman or Batman, then they get into all these
and it's turned into this nonsense
explosion CGI.
I was just thinking about that today. And they also the good guys are turning into bad guys, and that's supposed to be a good thing, and everything's just twisting and twisting.
Yeah, and
so go see Luke.
Yeah, go see Luke.
That's it. That's it.
Happy.
We need
Straight
comic
up
relief.
comedy.
We need relief.
Yeah.
Not
Well, so many people are traumatized after COVID.
Well, and I mean, people get traumatized by watching this stuff.
Or conditioned.
That's a better word. That's a much better word.
It's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, it's going right in here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I like
That's
that.
incredible.
No.
It's
Please don't
very true.
apologize. That's everything you're saying is
Fantastic
brilliant.
points, for sure.
No, that's true. Conditioned is a much better word.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what Children's Cabinet's doing. They have many different courses in where they're helping the community. And a lot of it's dealing with I don't know. I've worked with them before, but there's a lot of just they're teaching good moralistic behavior, basically.
Oh, good.
That's
so do they have
excellent.
An events calendar of things that where they just go around and help businesses promote these?
Children's Cabinet?
Mhm.
We initiated it. Luke and I initiated that with them.
But they have a
Oh,
website
okay.
with like all kinds of community events on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it childrenscabinet.org, or is that right?
Pretty
if
sure.
you look up, if you Google,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would Google
Children's
it
Cabinet,
because
you'll find
that'd
it.
be the logical.
Yeah. I don't want to give the wrong information.
Yeah.
They're a great
I
outfit,
might get
though.
slapped.
Brought it back around. I
Yeah.
know what you did there. I saw what you did there.
No, that is it's brilliant.
Yeah,
It's absolutely brilliant.
It really is. That's very
But,
cool. And Aikido, if anybody, any of the listeners are interested in Aikido, it's spelled with an A, Aikido, just for your reference.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, our headliner for this show, super funny guy. He lives in Sacramento now, but he was actually born and raised in Fernley, so
Oh, wow.
he's in touch with the area. And
He went backwards.
yeah.
Isn't everybody
He was
here
in
from there?
he was like a finalist in the World Series of Comedy.
Oh, okay.
Last year, I believe.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
for him. That's
and
awesome.
he, I asked him, can you do like 25 minutes PG-13? He's like, I just did like
That's a huge ask, I have to say, for a comedian. That's a big ask.
he's like, I just did 30 minutes of PG like at an old folks home, so I think I can do 25 for people that are actually fully alive.
Did they understand his
He
jokes?
still had his
I don't
material.
know that
Watch
it
that young
went
whippersnapper.
well, or-
Are they going to really understand? What's
yeah,
going
I've
on?
never done a show at an old folks home, but I definitely would. Pay me money, please.
Yeah.
LukeWestberg.com. Look me up.
But
I think
this
that
one
would be
goes in-
great.
Yeah, that really would. Well, gosh, I mean, that is really right there. There's a category in society of people that so deserve to laugh and so need it. That's fabulous. In fact, I can even imagine you guys probably doing something with that in the future too. They've got something called Pop-Up. I don't want to say it wrong. See, I'm going to get slapped now. Pop-Up Pals or something like that, springing up all over the country, where people can help an elderly person just by running groceries, or
Nice, yeah.
things like that, just helping them lift things around the house or things like that. But that would be a really neat thing that you guys could get into, is bringing comedy to.
That would be awesome. You guys could start a
Yeah.
whole new industry, like a whole new.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we are done. I just want to say, join Dizzy Don Roberts in the Classic Country Cafe each Sunday, noon to 2, as Diz spoons your favorite country hits, guaranteed to help keep your blues away. Saturday, noon to 2, right here on America Matters Media. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Reno Sparks 411. We will be back next week, same time, same place. I have been Kelly Rush with Eden Wakefield. We've got Luke Westberg and Vince Salvatore. Go check them out this Friday, the 29th at 8 p.m.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.